Hi there, guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. My name is Chris Coney, and I'm the host of the Cryptoverse, and I'm also the founder of cryptoversity.com, which is the online school where you get to set the price to learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. You can find out more about all of that stuff at cryptoversity.com. Now, if you haven't seen the new Cryptoverse trailer, then please check it out on YouTube or go to the podcast page on Cryptoversity and you will see it. It's quite a bit of work to put that together. And since I changed the episode length from like 22 minutes to 8 minutes, I invalidated the previous trailer. So the new one is now up and it's completely different to the old one. Instead of me being on camera, it's a whiteboard animation video. Righto then, let's get over to the news courtesy of Bitcoin.com. This is a William Suberg article, and it's entitled, now I've had to practice the name, I told you I don't read the articles in their entirety before recording, but when I saw this headline I thought, I'm going to have to practice this name. So it's Douppikauppa, right? Douppikauppa is a Finnish name. So I'm gonna refer to him. I assume it's a he, which we'll find out in a minute. I think it is a he. So I'll call him Doupik. All right, Douppikauppa. So Douppikauppa arrest gives window into darknet business practices. Now I've been I've pimped myself out completely today. Is that I know that stories about the darknet do really well. So I've kind of sold out today. I apologize, but it's to your benefit because the vast majority of people really like to know about the darknet, which is why I've chosen this article today. I don't purely choose articles based on what I think will be most popular. I strike a balance between that and bringing you stuff that is actually valuable, but maybe somewhat boring, but critical. Like if a new blockchain consortium comes together or something, it might have critical importance to the fundamentals of crypto, but it might not be that interesting, but I'll still bring it to your attention because I want to give a balanced view. So Finnish Customs has in recent days revealed the arrest of Doupik, the largest operator on the darknet marketplace called Valhalla. He just 6 months ago said he would never get caught. So Doupik, Valhalla safe from cyber security or safe from cyber surveillance, he says. So Doupik, who began operating in 2013, was discovered, quote, in the course of routine surveillance, close quote. That was what a local news publication announced on the 26th of August. The news follows the arrest of another party in Doupik's circle in April, yet it remains unknown whether the first arrest is linked to the second. Here's another quote from Finnish Customs. We follow everything that happens also online, and that way we uncovered this case. That's a board official at the Finnish Customs, Hannu Sinkkonen. The statements cast an ironic light on Doupik's now infamous interview with Armen Alizad in February this year. During the exchange, translated into English from D.Web, the dealer claimed his operation was immune to cyber surveillance and that he didn't think he would get caught. Well, he said he didn't think he would, he didn't say it's impossible. And here's another quote that he told this Alizad. The cyber surveillance that is being planned in Finland will only be effective for unencrypted browsing and emails, not Tor connections. So sites like Valhalla and their users are safe from cyber surveillance. Close quote. On the subject of his own security, Doupik further commented, I don't think that I will get caught. Well, if he didn't want to get caught, why was he giving an interview? I mean, I know it might have been on a secure channel or IRC or whatever, but I mean, the less you say, the better. I mean, why would you give an interview? Unless it was marketing, but even then, I think that's just a huge risk, don't you think? So the article goes on with another headline here. It says, police admire exceptional IT skills. And the article says he added, however, that he had accepted the perils of the trade, despite taking various precautions, and that unforeseen circumstances would be dealt with as part of the deal. Wow. Now that's an attitude for you right there. This guy knows the risks that he's taking. He's accepted them. And I hope now he's not going to bitch about the fact that he got caught, because, that means if you bitch about the getting caught, it means you didn't actually accept the risks in the first place. You just said you did. So here's a quote. I am, however, prepared to a visit by the police. I think that's a bad translation. And even going to jail if it comes to that, he said. Policies must, of course, be constantly analysed and improved so that the gap to the police doesn't appear, and so that the clients stay safe too. Being afraid has no place in this business. Close quote. I think what he's talking about there is, obviously there's been a gap in his security that the police have been allowed through. And he's saying, all right, fair enough. If I get pinched for this, then all the other dark marketplaces will analyze the flaw in his security and make sure that doesn't happen again, or doesn't happen to them. And it's this incessant game of whack-a-mole. One of those principles that I espouse on the Cryptoverse is that people will not go without. And that's got nothing to do with the dark market. It's a fundamental feature of human desire. Desire will not go unsatisfied. It just compels us to satisfy a desire one way or another. And the stronger the desire, the more energy we'll put behind it. So when you apply that to stuff that people want to buy on the dark web, people won't go without. Whether it's legal or illegal, people won't go without. So the game of whack-a-mole is where you take out the Valhalla marketplace, and then someone else, some hacker, some security expert, goes, I see where they went wrong there, and they start a brand new marketplace that doesn't have that flaw. So every time you take one of these dark marketplaces out, the whole ecosystem evolves. Just like if we evolve immunity to a disease, and the whole industry of the dark web and these dark marketplaces evolves so that the whatever security hole was compromised last time is no longer a doorway. So I think that's what he's talking about. So the operation hinged on the seamless mystery of dark web business, with Bitcoin serving as the transaction medium. Germany and the Netherlands were the major import partners, and halting the operation did not pass without the authorities' admiration. Quote, they started cold. This is that Sinon. See, I've got another name I can't pronounce. I did pronounce this a minute ago. Sinkonen. So they started cold, Sinkonen commented. They have exceptional IT skills. So who's saying that? Let me just search for this guy's name again. Sinkonen. This is the official from the Finnish Customs Board. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay, go. Right, so he's complimenting the dark web infrastructure, or the infrastructure of the Valhalla marketplace. So he's saying they started cold, they have exceptional IT skills. But I guess tongue-in-cheek, he's saying not exceptional enough because we still caught them. So while Douppik is a world away from the legal highs and endorsed cannabis merchants springing up in various US states, many offering their wares for Bitcoin, his comments reveal the continuing moral tension and the concept of a victimless crime in the age of the dark web. Quote, laws made from moral viewpoints where the crime has no victim should be removed, he said. Everyone should have the freedom and responsibility to decide about their own matters, as long as it does not hurt others. Interesting, isn't it? So that would be, you can deconstruct the drug situation there to say that if someone puts a chemical in their own body, that's fine. Even if it hurts them, that's their body, right? However, if a drug addiction then leads them to start stealing people's money to fuel the habit, then it becomes a problem. But that's not the substance that's doing that. That's the person's choice to engage in crime. Now, cause and effect, yes. If they didn't have a drug addiction, they wouldn't have such a strong desire to go out and commit crime. But yeah, that's kind of where the balance between the argument is. So it says the case will be heard at the district court in southwest Finland later this autumn. If you're curious about the dark web and want to find out more about the phenomenon, head over to the Bitcoin forum and post your questions to the community. What do you think about Douppika's arrest and its implications for Tor and dark web trading practices? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Well, I thought I saw a story recently that said that Tor had been compromised. So that's not particularly secure, is it now? I'm surprised they're using Bitcoin as the currency because we know that Bitcoins aren't totally fungible. Because you could follow the transactions, couldn't you? There's not a lot of detail about how exactly they managed to anonymize the transactions, but if you paid Valhalla for buying something that was illegal, you'd be able to see that transaction on the Bitcoin network. You'd be able to see the address that sent it and the address that received it. Now, I imagine that, the Valhalla marketplace would probably be generating a brand new Bitcoin address for every single transaction. Yeah, maybe. But that means each address only has a tiny amount in it. And then what happens when they need to use some of that? They'd have to send it somewhere to a hosting company, or they'd have to collect it inside one of their own wallets and scoop it all up. And the moment you do that, you've kind of centralized all of those transactions. And that's where the sort of blockchain analysis could start to work out what those transactions were for. Now, I'm no expert in blockchain forensics, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Anyway, that's probably why Monero has been on the rise recently. I did a story about that a few days ago. But that's going to do it for today's edition of the Cryptoverse with me, Chris Coney. Thank you very much for listening again today. Please go to Cryptoversity and sign yourself up or subscribe yourself rather, on any of your favorite platforms to receive the Cryptoverse on a daily basis. If you'd like to support the Cryptoverse, and I hope you do, please make a contribution using the Bitcoin address on the podcast page. Please also click through to Steam it and vote for this episode on the Steam network. If you would prefer to learn some more structured courses on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains, there is a courses section on cryptoversity.com where you can mosey on over to and check it out. That's going to do it for today's episode. So it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.